I've been the New York Giants public address announcer for 42 years.
Here you are, Mr. Shepard.
Thank you, Mary Johnson. But I've never seen anything like this NFL.com. Team reports, chat sessions, and best of all, excuse me for a moment. Carried by Barber. First down, Giants. Real-time, play-by-play. Technology.
Welcome back to another episode of YouTube's hottest new show. I didn't get to say that last week, and I did not get to use, as somebody pointed out, the hot new seal in the thumbnail, and that's because there just wasn't room. You know, I have to have the box art in there. I had to have the box of the controller in there. I put the little text in there, maybe a little clickbaity, I don't know. And then I think I had the weekend rental logo in there. So there was just no room for hot new. It doesn't mean the show is not still hot new, as it always will be. So what's going on this week? I was going to touch briefly before we actually get started with the business of the day. I was going to touch briefly on baseball, just because the World Series is going on right now. And I am, of course, a Giants fan. Everybody knows that. The whole reason I have this hat, this is the Yomiuri Giants, who, are playing the Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan. But I only wear this because I'm a Giants fan, and it's just a different way to express my Giants fandom, if that's a word. So point being, I hate the Dodgers. It's a requisite part of being a Giants fan. You hate the Dodgers. If you're a Dodgers fan, you hate the Giants. You know, the media this year tried to play up this whole thing about how, like, the Dodgers and the Padres are a big rivalry. No, they're not. The Giants and the Dodgers, that is literally the oldest rivalry in North American sports. It goes back to the late 1800s. So you can miss me with this whole Dodgers-Padres thing. But so my point is, I'm rooting for the Yankees, obviously, in the World Series. You know, and I see all these people, like in the Giant subreddit, that are like, I have to hold my nose and root for the Yankees or whatever. There's all this Yankees hatred, and I don't really get that. During what was in my life the Yankees' heyday, which was sort of the Joe Torre, years, where they seemed to perennially go deep into the playoffs, I really enjoyed watching the Yankees every year and rooted for them. In fact, in 2002, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't look it up, we almost had a Giants-Yankees World Series, right? The Giants lost in 7 games to the Angels in the 2002 World Series, but I believe the Angels beat the Yankees in the ALCS to get into the World Series. So my point is just, like, I don't get the Yankees hatred, really. People get mad at them, for being a high payroll baseball team. They're trying to buy their championship, which, by the way, is exactly what the Dodgers are trying to do. For all the money the Dodgers have been throwing at their payroll for the last 10 years or however long it's been, what do they really have to show for it, right? They have the 2020, was it 20? It was 2020, right? World Series, which anyway. And they should have won, the year that the Astros beat them. The Dodgers should have won. The Astros cheated. We all know that. We don't need to sort of relitigate that whole thing. But, you have 2 teams from the biggest markets in the league, 2 of the highest payrolls in the league. I think the Dodgers, I saw something that said the Dodgers are like the 4th highest payroll in the league. But that's only because they were able to do sort of the creative accounting with Shohei's contract, which, for the record, I don't think that should be allowed, but I don't see how anybody can get mad at Shohei or get mad at the Dodgers for that. Like, they don't make the rules. The loophole was there. Why wouldn't they take it? I'm surprised more teams don't do stuff like that. And I say that as somebody that hates the Dodgers. You can't get mad. And just the other thing I think is funny, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, is just like, people get so mad at these teams that are trying to quote unquote buy championships. But then, like, again, if you go into the Giants subreddit, the number one complaint is that Giants ownership doesn't spend enough money. I've never seen a fan of any team complain when they won a championship that, oh, that feels hollow because, we basically, paid an exorbitant amount of money and put together like an all-star team, like, the 94-40, to speak to my own, teams I'm a fan of, the 94 49ers or the 2002 Detroit Red Wings. I mean, but so what? Like, you don't care when you're a fan. And so it seems a little disingenuous to get mad at like the Yankees or the Dodgers when anybody that's a sports fan, all you hope is that your team, your ownership will do the exact same thing. So, and then the other thing I was going to say just about baseball, I don't know how I got to watching this, but again, going back to the Yankees, one of the things I feel like the Yankees are like, and I'm not trying to suck up to the Yankees here, but I just feel like the Yankees are like to baseball what like Ferrari is to motorsports, right? Like if you are a single-seater race car driver, it's your dream to drive for Ferrari. Like it doesn't matter that Ferrari hasn't won a championship in forever. Like that's the marquee team to drive for. And in the same way, the Yankees are like the marquee team to play for. And that's why all these players want to go there. Like, yes, they're getting paid a lot of money, but like we saw with Aaron Judge, who, he's certainly having a heck of a playoffs. I just saw that he now has the record for the highest number of playoff strikeouts without having a ring. That's not good. But anyway, the Giants, I think, matched the offer from the Yankees, and he still went back to the Yankees. And you had all these Giants fans getting mad. And it's like, are you kidding me? It's the Yankees. Of course he wants to stay on the Yankees. Like, that's crazy. I think like in my lifetime, and this is part of the reason I think that I enjoyed watching the Yankees, back, 20, 25 years ago, is, I felt like some of those players, sorry, I'm all over the place. Growing up, you learn about all of the great baseball players, right? Like, how many of them were Yankees? Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio, et cetera, Mickey Mantle. And so there's this lore, with the Yankees. And I felt like when I was watching them back in the late 90s into the early 2000s, you looked at guys like Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, and I felt at the time, it's like these guys, after their careers are over, are going to get lumped in with these other greats. Like Derek Jeter will be mentioned in the same breath as guys like Joe DiMaggio. And I feel like part of the cool thing about Jeter is I think that he kind of knew that. Like he knew that he was living his dream being a Yankee and that he was one of the Yankees greats. And I felt like he didn't take that for granted. And that's one of the things I really liked about him and Mariano Rivera. And then just the other thing I was going to say is I have this thing. I like stoicism when it comes to like sports broadcasting or even PA announcing. Like, to me, Pat Summerall is like the all-time greatest football play-by-play guy. I love the way he called games. He was very stoic. And, times change. And so, you go on YouTube and you can watch like clips of these great plays from back when it was John Madden and Pat Summerall. And all these young people are on there saying like, oh, this play-by-play guy is terrible. He sounds like he's half asleep, because they've gotten so accustomed to like this over-the-top animated, colorful commentary that, used to just not be the way it was. And like, I loved the way Pat Summerall called football games. And it was kind of a good, sort of yin to John Madden's yang, because, Madden was all over the place, and very enthusiastic. And I think that Pat Summerall kind of balanced him out. But sorry, to come back to the Yankees, they used to have this PA guy. He was the PA guy for Yankee Stadium for, I think, 60 years. I think he started in like 1951 and he retired in like 2010 when he was in his 90s. And his name was Bob Shepard. And the players would refer to him as the voice of God. And he was just a PA guy. Like he would announce the lineups and he would announce who was coming up to bat. But, he had this way of announcing that, like, I really think is cool, where instead of just, like, again, being like over the top and colorful, which I don't really like, his whole thing was he wanted to be clear, concise, and correct. But you see, like, the way the players felt about that, because it was like, wow, you made the big time. You have Bob Shepard announcing that you're coming up to the plate. And to go back to Derek Jeter, after Bob Shepard had retired, Jeter, his walk-up music or whatever was a recording of Bob Shepard announcing that he was coming to the plate, which I think is really cool. So, in fact, I think it was last year the Giants got rid of their PA announcer and were having auditions for a new one. I would never get a job like that, but if I could get a job like that, my style would be like very much based on I wouldn't be doing a Bob Shepard impression, but very similar. Bob Shepard, he was I can't do a good impression, but now batting for the Yankees, the shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 2. He always said the name or the number twice, which I thought was cool. Or if it was a pitcher, you don't say their position because what for? Now pitching for the Yankees, number 42, Mariano Rivera, number 42. Which, by the way, Mo was the last player that was allowed to wear the number 42 because he had that number before it got retired league-wide. So there you go. Detroit used to, I can't remember his last name. His name was Bud, and I forgot his last name, who used to be the PA guy at Joe Louis Arena. Kind of similar. I mean, sort of the stoicism, not getting too excited, which I don't know what that does. It's like when something really exciting and the play-by-play guy on TV, like Pat Summerall, announces it in a way that's he's not getting as excited, it just makes it better. And it was like the same way, like, Bud, I can't remember his last name, for the Red Wings, they'd score some exciting goal, and, you'd hear him, even on TV, you'd hear him over the PA system, a Detroit goal scored by number 19, Steve Yzerman, whatever. And I don't know, I just love that kind of stuff. Anyway, I don't know. LA is up 2-0. We're going back to New York. What's going to happen? It's not looking good. Aaron Judge, I don't like to pile on. These players deal with an insane amount of pressure, but, goodness gracious, the dude's just not showing up. So I almost used a different microphone today. I ended up not doing it. So I have this, it's going to look silly is why I don't want to do it, but I think it has its uses. A weekend rental episode is just not that use. This is this old Shure SM10A. This is like a broadcast microphone. So you put it on like that and then have it, So I guess it kind of looks like a gaming headset, except that it's a real microphone. I got this a long time ago on eBay for pretty cheap. And I didn't end up using it for what I bought it for, and I was actually going to get rid of it. This is kind of like the situation last week with the controller. I was going to get rid of that, and I was like, well, I should probably keep it. And I was thinking about this one. I did some test recordings with this earlier today, and I can, I have to EQ it, but I can make it sound pretty good. But I was thinking about using this for like magazine read-throughs. I would like to get back into doing magazine read-throughs. And part of the issue with that is, you do a magazine read-through, I've got the camera up here, and you can imagine sort of the angle of the lens coming down like this. So I can't have anything in the frame. And especially like, I like to get my face as close to being in the frame as possible because I'm trying to read the magazine, and it creates problems as far as where the microphone's going to go. And of course you can use a shotgun microphone for that, but I have mixed results doing stuff like that. But if I wore something like this and then you just take the cable and throw it over your shoulder, that obviously isn't going to get in the way. So I might do something like that. I was going to use it today just to sort of test it out, but I don't see the need. Like I said, I tested it out sort of off air, if you will, and it was fine. Anyway, to get to the topic du jour here, as you can see, today we are playing Operation Logic Bomb for the Super Nintendo. And, it's sad. I'm just not a very organized person. I always have all these ideas of like games I want to make weekend rental episodes out of. And they're all just kind of laying around here in various places. I'm not the kind of guy that has like a whiteboard up in my house. And I should, considering all the different things I'm trying to juggle doing. And even like this morning, I really wasn't sure what game. I've got a few games that are going to be like imminently used on the show, and it just kind of came down to what kind of mood was I in today. And I felt like, today just feels like an Operation Logic Bomb, Super Nintendo kind of day. So I don't remember what episode number it was, but I did make an episode with this game early in the show. I'm going to guess that the episode number was less than 10, but I don't know that for a fact. And, this was back in the days when I could still go out and, kind of go game hunting, if you will, and come up with cool stuff. And we used to have this chain. I've probably mentioned it before. We used to have this chain of stores here in the Sacramento area. Like, it was a local chain called Dimple Records. And like, if you live in the Southwest, if you know Bookman's, it's kind of similar. Bookman's, I would say, was like books first, but then also other media. Dimple Records, as you can probably infer from the name, was a record store first, but also sold movies and video games. And later they got into books as well. But I used to go, we had one here in Davis that I would go to all the time. And I don't know how they came up with their prices, because you'd go to one store and I would find a copy of like Final Fantasy 3 for Super Nintendo for like $2.99. And then some other store would have the same game. They wanted like $30 for it. So very inconsistent, but that worked in my favor. I know I've told this story before, but it's kind of my favorite Dimple Record story to tell. Is that one day I must have been reading something online, I don't know what, but something that put me in the mood to play Gunstar Heroes. And so I went to the shelf to pull down my copy of Gunstar Heroes, and it was gone, which means that I sold it, right? I mean, it's not like somebody robbed me and just took Gunstar Heroes. But, I used to always go through my games and thin stuff out. And I like Gunstar Heroes, but I don't share the passion that most people have for that game. So I'm not surprised that I sold it. But I was like, oh man, that sucks that I got rid of my copy of Gunstar Heroes. And so I went that day down to the Dimple Records here in Davis, and they didn't have a huge selection of games. Like, it was, especially retro games, it was a small selection. And what do I find on the shelf? A complete in box copy of Gunstar Heroes for $2.99. So that's the kind of place that Dimple Records was. But I used to go in there and just hoover up and especially games that if I didn't know what it was and it just looked interesting, because I'm like, oh, I can use that on the show. Or before the show, Classic Gaming Quarterly was a website, and I would do little 1-paragraph reviews of games on there, and so I would pick stuff up for that reason. And so I saw this game, Operation Logic Bomb, and I mean, it sounds cool. By the way, the subtitle, or what, it's Operation Logic Bomb: The Ultimate Search and Destroy. If I go like this, it's not going to be in focus, but so just believe me, that's what it says. But it's got pretty cool label art. I assume the box art is the same. I don't know. But just based on the fact that it was called Logic Bomb, I thought it was going to be more of a puzzle game, and that's exactly what I said in the intro or whatever to the video that I did like 10 or 11 years ago. But the funnier thing I remember about doing that video is I used to write like scripts, like at least for the intro, the part where I was like sitting in front of the camera, I would have like a script. It was a few sentences that I would just memorize, and then I would turn the camera on and I would just say it. It was all very wooden. And but I still remember that line. I said, from Jaleco, or Jailco, this is Operation Logic Bomb: The Ultimate Search and Destroy. And the funny thing was, I didn't know how to pronounce Jaleco, and so that's why I said it's Jaleco, or Jailco, because to me I was like, okay, I'm covering my bases. But in fact, all three of those pronunciations were incorrect, because it's Jaleco, like Captain Jaleco from Star Trek. But I only learned that because, and I don't remember what game it is. I was playing some other Super Nintendo game one day that was a Jaleco game. And at the beginning, when you get the little splash screen where the Jaleco logo comes up, like a voice said Jaleco. And I remember thinking, oh, that's how you say that. So there you go. It's Jaleco's Operation Logic Bomb. But anyway, when I finally got around to playing it, I was like, well, this game is very different from what I was expecting, but in kind of a cool way. Like, I think this game is really good. So even though we played it forever ago, I figured a game like this is definitely worth a weekend rental. I have not played this game past like partway through the second level in a really long time. So obviously I played through most of the game, or actually I think I might have beaten the game, for the review back in the day, but I haven't played it in a long time. So I get kind of stressed out doing these weekend rentals. Sometimes that's kind of what dictates what game I'm going to do, is what do I feel like, I'm good enough at the game that I can go ahead and do it. Because like the other two games that were kind of up in the air today, I just felt like, I want to play those a little bit more. But, I feel like that's silly because, nobody's watching these videos because they're trying to get like a tutorial on how to play the game, right? We're all just hanging out. So that being said, I think we can just go ahead and get started. I noticed that last time the lighting was all screwed up. This is all like information you guys don't need, but I have this monitor that I have, like here's the camera, here is like a computer monitor, but it's this weird, LG makes it, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically one big panel that like electronically is split up into two 1080p panels. So even though it's seamless because it's just one panel, one input is the HDMI from my game console, the other input is from my computer. And so I have the game, I'm playing the game on the screen down here. Up there is the recording software. But then part of the way that I light my face is the other half of the upper half. So the upper right corner of the screen is like I have Notepad open and it's just blank because it's like having a nice big white panel right there. I mean, it works for me. I think the lighting looks pretty good, but I messed it up last time when I was changing the view or whatever. So anyway, that's all information that you did not need to know, but I told you anyway. So we're going to go ahead. It's Super NT today, which actually that was yet another game that I was going to play. There was the possibility of 5 games being played today. So that's a lot. Oh yeah, all right, it's booting up here. Start the recording there. I also had a problem last week because of when I switched everything and when I started the recording. The gameplay footage last week had no audio, but thankfully the audio also gets recorded on my Zoom recorder, so I was able to make it work and it wasn't a problem. So we got to turn on. What are you going to not sync again? Oh no, it's synced. Okay, so I've got Super NT, and then I've got a what is this? 8-bit DOE Bluetooth receiver plugged into it, and then I'm using my Super Nintendo Switch Nintendo Online controller. So we've got the cartridge in there, so we're just going to go ahead and run it that way. Although this Super NT is jailbroken. So I let the intro play just so I think it's cool. I have no understanding of what this game is about at all. Wow, that's loud in my ears. All right, that's better. So you see it's like this, is that that's not isometric, right? It's oblique. I forgot. Shooter, I gotta remember what buttons. Oh, okay. I think it's only like a 3-button game. You can see, so B is shoot, Y, sorry, we're looking at the bottom of the screen there. Y, you can have like special weapons that you pick up later. We don't have one now, so Y does nothing. B, it's showing you there as a spread shot, but you can use the A button to switch. So right now we just have a spread shot and then like a single shot or whatever. It's automatic, it's not a single shot, but that's more concentrated firepower right in front of you, and that's obviously a spread shot. So anyway, I was going to say, like, I don't, you can see that there was whatever that was in the intro. I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of that. There's also like cutscenes that the game shows you. You know, I don't know if in Japan there was like text on the screen that was explaining. I don't understand the story of this game at all, but it looks interesting. I just think it's fun to play. Also, so the X button I don't think ever does anything, but you can use either one of the shoulder buttons to strafe, and that's pretty important in this game. But yeah, so I mean, it's kind of, you know, semi free roaming shooter. You can go up to these little thingies here. What are we getting out of here? Oh, so you're never going to get a map for this area that we're in. You know, it's basically like you have to kind of go around, you defeat enemies, and generally you have to do something to like unlock the next area. So the nice thing about using the spread weapon is that, you know, you see I'm like strafing at like a 45-degree angle, but because my shot goes like, I don't know, what is that, maybe like 15 degrees off to the side, you can like position yourself where you can shoot the bad guy, but the bad guy can't shoot you. Oop, just got shot. Also there, since we're talking about the bottom of the screen, that's your life bar down there. So you only have the one life, and I forgot how many continues the game gives you, but they are not unlimited. So don't let yourself get shot. There are like health restoration points in the game, like that little terminal thing that we just interacted with that let us download the map for the level. Sometimes instead it will refill your health. And I mean, certainly that's nice, but it doesn't really happen super often. I mean, you have a huge life bar, like you can take a ton of hits, so just don't I don't know, don't run around the level like John Wayne, guns a-blazing, and you should be okay. You know, speaking of John Wayne, I recently rewatched the Coen Brothers version of True Grit. And I saw that movie when it came out in the theaters, just as I love the Coen Brothers. But I've never actually seen the original, and I'd kind of like to, but I don't know. I've actually never. I don't think I've ever seen a single John Wayne movie, if you can believe that. Oops. So you see, like where we're standing there, nobody can hit us. But I mean, he won the Academy Award for True Grit, so I mean, I'd like to check that out. And then also the actress that played, I mean, I don't want to call her a little girl, because I mean, she's like her character's like 14, but you know, young lady, whatever. The only other thing I know about that she was in is like she was the mother in so this is like a little mini boss battle here. I'm gonna switch over to the single shot. She was the mother in Better Off Dead. Dang it. There we go. So I just remember like when they got the French exchange student. Oh, hold on. There's like, if we run into this little pile of garbage now, there's going to be a cutscene, I think. Yeah. So I mean, it just seems like, I don't know. I don't get it, because it seems like you're fighting guys that look like the good guys in these cutscenes and guys that look like the bad guys. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to be taking from that. So you see these things, there were like the blue gun tower things that you could shoot. These you cannot shoot. But if you look to the left over there, there's like that little computery looking thing. That's what powers it. So if you can shoot that, they blow up. So there you go. Anyway, going back to Better Off Dead, I just remember the mother's character because when they got the French exchange student that, John Cusack's character ends up falling in love with, the mother is trying to be like more welcoming to her by serving like French food. And so she's like trying to show her all the stuff. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like French bread, French fries, French dressing. And she kept saying French instead of French. I don't know. That's a really good movie. If you've never seen Better Off Dead, you should watch it. All right, so now we interacted with this terminal, and now it's like another sort of it's not a flashback, because I guess this is a video that's like in the terminal, but it's supposed to be explaining to you what's going on. There's obviously these like crustacean-looking aliens that have invaded this base, but I don't know. Cool music. I mean, I think this game's got cool music. It's got good graphics. I mean, it's a very Super Nintendo-y game to me. I mean that, in a good way. Okay, so now we're back to a spot where we've already been. But now, if you look up here, this terminal thing over here was grayed out before, and now it's not. And then the point of this one is, so you've got these dudes in the lab coats, but it's trying to show you that you have like this transporter pad. So in that sense, it's just trying to show you how to play the game. And these are not skippable, so... And so then there's the soldiers that you're fighting that I guess are like in cahoots with the crustaceans. I'm just not real sure. So now, if we hit pause, you get this map that pops up, and you can see like the blinking square with the circle inside of it. That's you or me, us. And then the three red things are just, I guess, sort of the three things that you're supposed to interact with in this area. The two that are up on the top wall are the two terminals that we already checked out. So now we're just going to go stand on this thing. And so then now we're in a new area. Oh, God. I just like saying that word, cahoots. That's a good word. There was an episode of Norm Macdonald Live, the podcast he was doing for a while, and he had Carl Reiner on there, and one of the jokes that he had Carl Reiner tell, he had to say the word cahoots, and there was just something about the way Carl Reiner said it that was just really funny. Oh, and then so these things, I don't know why. So these things, I don't know what these even are. They look like piles of poop that are glowing in the middle, which is kind of terrifying. But if you've seen the movie Labyrinth, which if you haven't seen the movie Labyrinth, shame on you. The Jennifer Connelly, David Bowie movie. There's this part of the movie where they have to go into the bog of eternal stench. And the bog of eternal stench just has like these things in the middle of the bog that are like farting. And those things just look exactly like that to me. Although it's funny, I just said if you haven't seen that movie, shame on you. But I feel like, if you're around my age, there's a lot of movies that we watched as kids that were supposedly family movies that were awfully creepy, or that, I don't want to say, left me scarred. I mean, let's not get melodramatic, but, even watching it now, like, Labyrinth, I don't know, there's a lot of sort of freaky stuff going on in Labyrinth. The other movie I could think right off the top of my head that did the same thing for me was E.T. Because I saw E.T. in the movie theater, and I would have been like 4. And, once E.T.'s health started going south, like that was already kind of like, and then like the people from the government showed up. And that was terrifying. Hey, get away from me. That's not good. We took a lot of hits right there. Fun fact about E.T., the guy that played sort of like the lead government scientist, that guy's name is Peter Coyote, and he narrates a lot of Ken Burns documentaries. So that's cool. All right, so you see in here, there's this, I'm going to call that like a generator. I don't know what else to call it. It's powering something. We don't know what, but we don't currently have the weapon that we need to somehow get in there and destroy that. So you're supposed to see that and be like, oh, okay, there's something I have to get that's going to let me destroy that. So that's kind of like what we're on the lookout for here. But so all we can really do is explore and check out like what areas the level have we not been to yet. I feel like I'm backtracking here. Oh, but we missed this right here. Okay, and so then you can kind of see, well, it closed it, but if we open it, you can see there's that red deal over there, so probably that's where we're supposed to head. Yeah, so now we can go into this transporter, and that sends us over here. But see, now if you hit pause, we don't have any map data, because for each area you go into, you have to find a terminal to get the map data. Oh, all right. So this right here, we're going to pick up some sort of item. That's what that is. So pick that up, and then now it just shows you, like, here's an example video of how to use that thing you just picked up. And you can see now it's like a laser gun that bounces off the walls. So you can imagine, I showed you that generator thing that we have to figure out how to destroy. You can imagine that this is probably going to be useful for that. Here's these Bog of Eternal Stench things again, which take a lot of hits to kill. All right, so this might be a spot to try this. Oh yeah, see? And then you can kind of move your guy around. See? Bang, bang, boom. All right, see what's over here. Ah, see, there you go. Now we get all of our health restored there. And then from here, we could have gone... You can go south through here. Oh, yeah, here we go. There's another one of these things. What do we get here? Some map action. Nice. Okay, so then we got a map. Yeah. Now we'll head over this way. All right, so kind of same thing here. We've got these green things that you cannot kill. Ah. But if we destroy this generator, that's going to kill all of them. You can definitely get through that section without getting hit. I just was not being smart. In fact, I think I could have just stuck to the wall here. Oh, and then this thing you cannot kill, so you just have to stay away from it. And of course there's two of them, because why wouldn't there be? So we destroyed that generator. We don't really know yet what that will have unlocked. So we're just going to have to figure it out. And then, like, up here, we have, like, these things, which I don't know what you... Because I've already destroyed, like, 2 of them, but I didn't really mention it. I don't know what that's even supposed to be. All I know is that if you see one, you're supposed to destroy it. And then now it's going to fix all the holes in the floor. So I don't... That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't really understand what's going on in this game, but it's just fun, so I don't really care. Okay, so now we've got this teleportation pad, so we'll get back on that. See where that takes us. Oh, yeah. So see, now you can see, I don't know, upper middle area of this map. That's where that generator was that we need the bouncy laser to destroy. So now we just need to get up there. Am I going the right way? Yes. All right, see, and then that opened this door, so now we're going to get to go to a different area. And looks like we've got another boss slash mini boss battle coming up. Okay. And then now we've got a new teleportation pad we can hit up. It's not a very impressive enemy. Okay, and now we have a new pile of garbage. So now we're going to run up to that and we're going to get another cutscene, I think. Yep. So this, again, I don't really understand, but so we're going to be heading outside soon, and what it's showing you is there's going to be these little energy pod things that if you destroy them is going to cause like some terraforming to happen. All right. Okay. So now we've done whatever we needed to do in this area, so now we just have to head all the way back down to the bottom and use the teleportation pad that we used to get in here in the first place. All right, then we don't have map data. I think this is a new area, right? We haven't been in here yet, so... Oh boy. I mean, like I said, it might look boring playing the game this way, like super defensively, but it's really the only way to do it. Nothing hiding down there. Oh no. That's not really working out for me. Sometimes it's just all about like figuring out like while you're shooting these guys, where can you back up to get, because you always want all the enemies ideally in front of you. Like, don't allow yourself to get flanked. And then you got to watch it. These yellow guys don't take a lot of hits to kill, but they're super fast. Or another one of these things. And that'll fix the holes in the floor again, thank goodness. And then we got a terminal thing over here we can interact with. Getting our map. Okay, and then now, well, it closed it. So now there's a new, that the other, you see where we're standing, and then below that to the left, there's a new, glowing orb. That's going to be a transporter pad that we can use. Right, and now this is an area we have not been in yet. I don't think there's anything down. It's weird, maybe there's like some secrets to the game that I don't know about, because this is a room full of these terminal things. But the only one I only remember there ever being one that you can use, and that just refilled our health, so that's nice. Now we're back in this area again, and but since the floor got fixed, there should be like some new areas that we didn't have access to before. I think there's going to be like the same kind of situation again. Like there's going to be another weapon that we have to pick up that is going to allow us. It's up here because now we have to destroy those. There's generators on either side there. I can't hang out here. These little stupid things are going to keep chasing me. But and then like these transporter pads, it's not like a linear thing. Like that's not going to send us back where we came from, because now we're in a different area than where we came from. So basically we just need to find where we get that special weapon from, and I just don't remember, so we're just gonna have to explore around until we find it. It's like a flamethrower. It's a cool weapon. But I don't remember what area it's in. I don't feel like it's in this area. But you saw there's another transporter pad that we can use, that we may need to use. Just gonna make sure it's not up here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so now we're back in this room and we know it's not here, so. But yeah. Ah, now we're over here. Oh, but this is the area that we need it for, so it's not going to be... Sorry, I just don't remember where it is, so you're going to have to bear with me. It's definitely not in this area, though. I think it's here somewhere. But, I mean, we're just going to have to go through the whole level with a fine-tooth comb. It's not like it's hidden or anything. Oh, here, we have to trigger this. That's right. New cutscene. This is a bit of foreshadowing for a little bit later. I have to go around, I think, and then go in here. Ah, see? There we go. Did it show where we are? No. Okay. Yeah, see, now we got this flame. Check this out. So it's a flamethrower, but the flames kind of will, like, hug walls. And I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. You just have to go out. All right, and now we're not... So we need to get into the area in the upper right here. So, so now we have to walk all the way back to the transporter pad. I say all the way back as if it's not like a 20-second walk. To here. And that puts us in here, which is also not where we want to be. But then that... Yeah, see, now we're over here. So now we can just select the flamethrower. We can cook some dudes if we want to. And then, so remember there's these things? So it's easier if we lure these all the way down to the bottom of the level. There we go. Because we can walk a little bit faster than they can. There you go. And then now I think it's boss battle time. Thankfully, we have most of our health. This boss, I mean, he's got, I think, attacks that are not easy to dodge. But he's just not... He doesn't have that many hit points, if you will. See, he's still missing the claw or whatever that he lost. Oops. See, so I mean, you can just kill him. I was just letting him hit me with those rockets because you can just kill him faster than he can kill you, so... And then now I've got this new transporter pad right here that we can just jump onto. And now we're outside. And I don't remember what weapon is good for here. I mean, I just feel like the spread weapon is a good, just multi-purpose weapon. These things are kind of annoying. Maybe we should go back to the flamethrower. Oh yeah, see, it hugs the rocks. But you see, I mean, it deals a lot of damage. Okay, and so now, see, there's this pod here. So now, if we just go up to it, and it puts the land back the way it was. Like I said, I find this game to be very mysterious. But maybe that's part of why I think it's cool. Oh, and then you got these things. Oh, that's a really bad spot to stand. Jeez. I don't remember where the next health thingy is, but I feel like it's not for a while, so we got to be real careful. I definitely got a little bit too fast and loose. I mean, it's tedious, but it's just what you got to do. Oops. Or that happens. Oh. I feel like the flame works better on the poo piles. I think we're almost there. Oh, maybe we are there. Yep. Just make sure there's nothing hiding up here. And in we go. So, I mean, job one here is seeing if we can find a terminal with a health bonus. Ah. Alright, so you hit continue. Yes, I think it's going to make me start the level over again, but we hadn't gotten very far anyway, so... we'll go for a little bit longer. I mean, this video is going to be like an hour long already, so... But, I mean, isn't that kind of par for the course for this show at this point? That's just a tough area right there. You see, we still haven't come across a place to refill our health, so we were probably screwed no matter what. We got like a bridge over here we can go across. Yeah. I mean, you can already see I've already lost over half my health, and it's just a really hard level. Maybe I just suck. That's also possible. So now we destroyed that thing, so it fixed the floor, so now there's going to be like a new way to get out. Or to progress, at least. But I don't remember where it is, so we're going to have to find it. Oh, I think it's here. Oh, yeah. All right, so now we've got a transporter pad here to hit. That will be a bridge at some point. Thank goodness. I got more of these things, so... Oh my god, there's 3? That was close. Alrighty. Trying to see if I can get them both at once, but I don't think so. Oh my goodness. I mean, are the crustaceans like allied with the humans, and then it's just the soldiers that are the bad guys? I just don't get it. It's a very nebulous game. All right, so that's all there is over here. But since we fixed the floor, oh yeah, here we go. There's going to be like new areas we can get into now. All right, I don't know what that's all about, but we're not going in there, that's for sure. So, I'm going to guess that means that there's some new weapon now that we're going to have to find. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have there's a transporter pad back here we don't have access to. But as you can see, there's two. As you can see, there you go. There are two on the map. So... Oh, no, that was this. Okay, that's the flashbacky thing. So we have to go over here and then down. Yeah. See where this takes us. I don't believe we've been here yet. Well, maybe we have. Yeah, this is the first area we were in. But now the floor is fixed, so we'll have access to other areas now. But we have no map yet. That would be nice. So we just kind of have to go through all the areas until we find something. Nothing up there. I feel like we don't want to use that just yet. Although we make a mental note of it because that might be where we're headed. But, you know, I want to see... Oh, yeah, here, see. I was looking to see if there was any terminals. Ah, perfect. Okay. So... I mean, it's just pick one. So, if we go back to the one at the beginning, I guess we can see where that takes us. Yeah, oh, we haven't been... I would have remembered this pipe of slime, so I don't think we've been here yet. What's going on? Am I trapped or something? Oh, it's oil, excuse me. Am I missing something obvious? I feel like I'm trapped. Well, if it's oil, can I light it on fire? Oh, yes, I can. See, you got to use your noodle with this game. It's funny, I was like freaking out because I'm like, if I'm trapped, I don't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do for the video, you know? But... Oh, good lord. Ooh. Okay. Guess we're going to go straight left here. Ah. See what this is. Oh, this... I don't like this thing that much. Oh, but I see... I think I see why I need this. This makes like a phantom of yourself that will distract... But when there was that power generator that had the shield that kept moving back and forth, it depended where we were standing. So I'm guessing that's what we have to use. That would make sense. But now we have to find our way back to that area. The piles of poo don't take us out first. Good Lord. All right. We can't walk across any of that stuff. All right, I think, yeah, we just want to go through here. See where we are. Where am I? Nowhere, really. Trying to remember where was that area? Well, we'll find it. It wasn't here because this is back in the first area. But let's just want to check and make sure nothing new showed up. Yes, this is the spot. Make sure there's no new enemies in here. Okay. But then, hold on, I think this weapon, and then we go like that. See that? Nice. Oh, now we get another something here. What's this? Ooh, a mine. Wow, I like that. It's like a Claymore kind of action. All right, see, this still says oil, and then there's a crack over here, so I wonder if this is another flamethrower situation. I can't go across here. Oh, that's what... So the X button changes what that does. Okay. So if I do that... Ah, all right. See, I knew that crack in the pipe meant something. Boss battle coming up. Oh. Mini boss, maybe. This is the guy. You just want to get in this guy's face, really. Okay. I'm sure there was a more elegant way to do that, but I don't know what that is. Hope there's like a health increase thing coming up soon. We haven't seen one in a while. We passed the terminal that was turned off. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So you got to pay attention. Oh. I would have preferred a health restoration, but maps are cool. Just want to walk around and make sure. Yeah, there's nothing over here. All right, let's pop in this thing and see where we go. Ooh, ominous music. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Oh, he got me. Heck yes. Sorry. Much needed. Now what? I don't understand what that did, but... Oh, all right. What? This game just got psychedelic. This looks crazy awesome. This makes me think I didn't actually beat the game back when I reviewed it, because I don't remember this area at all. This is really, really cool, though. I don't actually know how long this game is, because this, I feel like this has the feel of like sort of some last level kind of action, but this would have to be a pretty short game for that to be the case. Getting rid of the poo has to be job one. It's like waking up in the morning, you know? Oh, I see. Oh my gosh. All right, we have one continue left. I wonder if I use the little doppelganger thing, if that will make the poo not chase me. Let's try that. Alright, we're on our last continuum. We have 3 bars of health left, so... Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I didn't mean to do that at all. Oh god, whatever this is, I want nothing to do with it. Did I beat the game? That'd be cool. I guess so. So it's kind of funny, you know, because when I when I thought like, oh, this would be a cool game to do a weekend rental of, I went to the shelf where all my Super Nintendo games are and I couldn't find it. So it's kind of like what I was saying a while back about Gunstar Heroes. Like at some point I must have sold it. So I went to the video game store I sometimes go to, which isn't really that close to here even. And they had a copy of it, but I paid $55 for that. So, which I wouldn't have done, except like I said, I wanted to make a video about it. And so it's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm not proud of it. I'll say that. I guess we can shut off the recording now, right? Yeah. All right. Turn that off too. Hey, that was cool. I really didn't expect to beat the game. I mean, obviously the video is going to be a little bit longer now, but I think that was worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say. So that's going to do it for this episode of Weekend Rental. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.